some weeks ago, there was a documentary film on TV I watched, and it was so fascinating for me that I thought to myself, okay, I would like to present it to you in the frame of my introduction to this topic. And the topic of this TV documentation was about uranium and how it was discovered and what happened after that. And I took the major steps of the development of this, what you see here on the screen. So it was discovered actually 789. Actually, the people were mining for silver, and uranium was unknown at that point of time. And it was something black, and it was unknown, and the people actually didn't care of it. It was something which was disturbing them in getting silver. So, but sometime later, in 789, Mr. Klaproth discovered that it's actually a new element. So it was unknown before. That's okay. It's by itself interesting thing. But then some years later, Becquerel and Curie has dealt with this new element, uranium, and has found that it's not only a new element, but it has a new characteristics. It is representing a kind of new natural force, radiation. So that was completely new. And then again, some years later, Rutherford was involved in this. There was a revolution of the atomic structure, the knowledge of it, about the atomic structure. And it has been found that the atoms are different than we have thought before. And later, based on these works, which took place before that, of course, Einstein and others, Einstein mainly, has made the mass energy equation, the equation which all of you know, and the atom theory. So it was a revolution. And this is something I'm sure you know all better than me. The story, you learned about that in the school. But what I was not very aware of, and that was the point which I find very interesting, was that at that time when this work was in progress regarding the new element in the radioactivity, it was completely unknown. And not that only that it was unknown, but it was the consensus that the transmutation is impossible. So you cannot take an element like silver, for example, and make gold out of it. So that was what the people wanted. They wanted to earn money, and they wanted to produce gold from other elements. And the scientific belief was that it is completely impossible. You cannot change an element to another element. That is the meaning of transmutation, as I understand. And then what happened here regarding the uranium has completely changed this, because now it was possible. In a natural way, uranium changed to other elements, I think 14 times. So there was a transformation which was impossible at that time. So it was a real paradigm shift at that time. And now I'm asking myself as an analogy, do we deal with a topic in the context of UAPs? Do we have another paradigm shift? Are we dealing with a topic which is similar, impossible, as in the case of the uranium and its changes, mutations? So it can be the case. And if yes, then there's a huge potential for that. So maybe we, by doing research on UAPs, we find new principles about space-time, about propulsion, about energy. And I have to say that it is independent of what the real source is. We don't know. There might be natural forces, new phenomena which we don't know. There might be some artificial things we don't know, but independent of that, by studying the UAP phenomena, we might come to a new paradigm shift regarding these topics. And this then again could have impact on technology, energy, security, and worldview, of course. And if this is true, then we have a responsibility to explore this potential. But I've underlined this word if true, because we have to prove that it is true. We don't have it yet. So what is necessary is as we have repeated a lot of times in the past years, we need high quality data coming from different sources to combine them. We need calibrated data. We need scientifically data which we can analyze in a scientific way. And but there's so many data which is also at the same time useless, which is not very interesting. So we have the resources problem. We cannot deal with every bird, with every insect, with every aeroplane. It's simply too much. So that's why I'm telling we need to concentrate our resources to cases where we have high strangeness, but at the same time high confidence that we really have high quality data. So these are the cases which are of high interest. And for that to happen, of course, we need a lot of automatic processing techniques, automatic filtering techniques. So we need a lot of technology, software, and nowadays, I think there's the chance to use a lot of artificial intelligence technologies to do this filtering and to concentrate our real work to these high interest cases. In our case at IFEX, we have a strong background regarding space technologies. We are constructing satellites, we are flying them, we are operating them in space. At the moment, as I speak, our satellite Sonate 2 is in orbit, and we are operating it from the university here every day. And we are demonstrating, we have already demonstrated artificial intelligence technologies in orbit. And you can imagine that we are using these technologies, what we use in space for the satellites, also on ground for UAP research. So in this context, we have a strong technological background. And but I think one of the most important things I've concentrated our work in the last 2-3 years is to establish an institution here at the university. We did it already in 2016. We established the research center in 2016. And that is, in my opinion, a very, very important point to be able to enable increasingly institutional cooperations, not only amongst universities, but also with governmental institutions which are relevant, like flight safety. So if you are a university and institute within a university, it is easier to talk with governmental research institutions, with relevant institutions like flight safety. And we finally managed, indeed, a cooperation with Luftfahrtbundesamt. We are very thankful to that. Luftfahrtbundesamt is the Federal Aviation Office in Germany. I'm very thankful that this cooperation works now. Recently, very recently, some days ago, in fact, they have activated their online website where you can report events, and they have linked, this is, of course, you cannot read it, but if you go to the website, then you will see it. They have a link now established, so if a pilot during flight wants to, after flight, report about a UFO or UAP, then he is forwarded to us, to IFEX. And this is maybe a key event, in my opinion, because I hope based on this, other institutions, governmental institutions will follow, and we can do more cooperation with these institutions. Another achievement is the annual conference, as today. So I am planning to do that every year now. So it has been established now, and I think it's important. I have also introduced since 2 years a UAP lecture. It's a regular lecture with examinations for the regular students. And so from this, I hope that we get some of the students interested into the topic and they can help us for the research. We also have a funded project by DLR. We are also thankful about that. That's WAMEX Dreimal Symphony. Mr. Clemens, who will have a presentation about that, will tell you more details about what we are doing in that. But the interesting in the context of UAP research, the most important thing about this project is maybe not the technique, but the fact that the government has paid us money, the government, to perform a project which includes a UAP element. It's not a UAP project, but it includes officially a UAP element. And that is, again, a key for us. I hope that in the future, in other projects, we can get other funded projects, maybe with more focus on UAP in the future. International cooperation is very important to me. I strongly believe that only if we work together, we can achieve more. And that is very important. And so I'm very happy that Wes is today a guest professor here with us for the next about 2 weeks. And we have other guests also extra came to the conference here. So in the future, I hope that this will grow and we will have more cooperations made possible by such conferences and then really establish funded projects with outcome in the research and also technology. Most of the people don't know that we as a university and as IFEX can accept donations. One of the reasons is I didn't make advertisement for that in the past, but now I want to take the chance and use this conference to tell that to the general public, it is possible. We accept donations and we need a lot of money. So if you know somebody who's willing to donate, then it is very welcome because all the instrumentations we buy, and I can speak by experience from the space business, they are really, really very expensive. Of course, you can use cheap cameras, cheap computers, cheap systems. They are also welcome as a contribution. But when it comes to high quality data, then you really need at some point of time very expensive instrumentation if you want to have high quality data and we need a lot of them. So Clemens will talk about that. We are developing in the frame of WAMEX Dreimal Symphony, new camera system, which is placed next week, I think, very soon next week in the environmental research station at the Zugspitze, the highest mountain of Germany. We are developing and running, operating since many years, in fact, other cameras. And these are the contributions we have done so far, and I hope that we can do more. This is my last slide for the introduction. I called it Towards a Responsible Future for UAP Research in SETI. And there are a few points I want to mention. The first thing came to my mind some months ago, and which is growing. And the first point, the word is responsibility. I really believe that the scientific exploration of UAPs and also the topic SETI is a societal responsibility. It's not in my opinion, it's not a hobby, it's a responsibility. We are responsible to do that. We have to do that. Why? Because we have to know what is going on in the sky. It is unacceptable that there are things we don't know what they are really, what the background is, what the sources is. This is for me unacceptable. We have to know what is there. And besides from this, of course, exploring the unknown is one of the central tasks of science itself. So alone for this reason, we have to explore what is going on there. And I believe that there is a potential, but I call it potential because we still don't know. But there is a potential for breakthroughs, and this can affect energy, environment, in fact, everything. And what I also strongly believe is we have to go do the research in a very sustainable manner. So what we need is a sustainable UAP research and not single events like development of something operated for 1 week and that's it. So we have to work on it for many, many years, if not decades. So that's what I mean with sustainable. It's not enough to make short projects. We have to follow this for years. And I hope, that's my last sentence here, may this conference provide a vital interdisciplinary contribution into this direction. Thank you.